So when I started digging around, asking what was happening, making phone calls, and I said, I can't believe that Jamie Foxx is gonna die. And the person said to me, child, he ain't gonna die. He was just at court. All right, Jamie Foxx, he's in the news. As you know, we talked about Jamie here recently where his daughter went live and said that he was in the hospital having had a minor complication or medical complication. There were lots of rumors that surfaced. I'm just gonna summarize this as we speed through because there's so much text here. Shout out to Ariella and her investigative noting. But either way, he was in the hospital. They said that he had a stroke. That was the word allegedly. I'm gonna say, where's that? Boom.
Allegedly.
On the streets. Then they said that it took a turn for the worse.
Allegedly.
And people said that the family was preparing for his funeral. Had me in my feelings where I got to making phone calls. Now, everybody know at Hollywood Unlocked, I know everybody. And I know how to unlock Hollywood in a way that others cannot. I was gonna say something else more inappropriate, but I'm trying to be a better person. So I started calling around saying, what's going on? I called a very close friend of Jamie's and they said, when the whole rumor came out that he was dying and he was gonna die and they were burying him, they were like, nope, Jamie's fine, he's good, don't worry about it, whatever. Nope. I mean, they cut me off in the middle of my emotional plea to understand if Mr. Fox was gonna be in a box, okay? So then I said, okay, well, hold on. Jamie's okay. Then the next day, I text somebody else called me who's really big in the industry. They said, Jamie's dying. No, listen, we're gonna laugh. We're gonna laugh because he's not dying.
I'm not laughing.
There's some. I smell some stuff going on, and I'm just gonna say what I think based on what I know. Now, people can say I'm gonna say allegedly a lot here because I know people are gonna want to sue after this. I know people are gonna be upset. People, whatever. But I know I'm probably not gonna be invited to no more Jamie Foxx parties. But neither was Claudia Jordan after she said he was sleeping with Tom Cruise's wife. So let me go ahead and just go on and break this down. Katie Holmes, you remember when they was dating?
But it was true though.
Allegedly.
Claudia outed that.
Claudia, how could you?
Oh my God! Now you outing Claudia for outing.
No, she already. She got slammed in the press for that.
She did.
She got slammed, and then the gag is when Jamie they say he had a stroke. Claudia posted a photo saying, "Wish him well to my friend." Claudia, you are. Let me tell you, the minute I get a chance to work with Claudia, I'm gonna live for it because she's messy. You're messy.
Boots.
She's messy boots. All right, well look.
I didn't say it, but
okay. So anyway, so people were saying Jamie Foxx is having he had a stroke. Then they said he's getting better. Then they said he's dying. Then they said the funeral's being planned. Then all these people are saying no, it's not. Then the daughter said he was playing pickleball. I can tell you now, I've heard a lot of games that involve balls that Jamie has played. Basketball.
Nah, okay.
Football.
tennis.
And what
listen.
Also, I have to use the bathroom because
He's played a lot of different types of sports. But what I will say is I've never heard Jamie Foxx play pickleball. I've never seen a picture of him playing pickleball. I Googled it. I didn't see no pickleball. I didn't even know what the fuck a pickleball was. So I had to call somebody who looks like they play pickleball. And when they told me what it was, that playing pickleball. But whatever. You know, Jamie is the type of person. I know the Jamie Foxx that we're talking about. Jamie's the type of person that if something was wrong and all of a sudden he's good enough to go play pickleball, he'd be like, whatever, everybody, it's me, Fox. I'm outside. Thank you for your prayers. Because you have the whole world posting that you're dying and that you're going to be in a box and we're planning your funerals and there's no more Jamie Foxx parties and oh my God, now you're playing pickleball. And it's almost disingenuous when you have the whole world preparing to mourn for your death that you not come forward and say, I'm okay. That you continue to let Nick Cannon step in and host this show for you. You know, your daughter's now hosting this show for you. And listen, I'm sure if there was a medical emergency, and I'm going to say if allegedly you had a stroke, I send my condolences to you. And I hope that you're recovering well. But I also say as a person of the public who has bought into you as a star and who's invested in you, you come into my homes, you come into my ear pods with the songs, too much alcohol or what much get loose, blame it on the alcohol. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have to blame this storyline on the alcohol because somebody who was in charge of getting the story out to the community fell asleep at the wheel. Now, what I heard is crazy. And I'm gonna tell you what I heard and I'm gonna say allegedly, but I'm gonna give you some context, okay? Give you some context. So when I started digging around, asking what was happening, making phone calls, and I said, I can't believe that Jamie Foxx is gonna die. And the person said to me, child, he ain't gonna die. He was just at court. I said, at court? Jamie Foxx was at Supreme Court? Was it Judge Jerry Court? Was it Judge Judy? No, he was about to. Judge Mathis, I know it got canceled, but was he able with the Mathis family values? Like, what court was he at? Divorce court? You know, well, apparently, from what I heard from a source, was that the week right before this stroke happened, Jamie was in court, in a federal court, sequestered with Leonardo DiCaprio and a list of other people because he was involved with a person, Praz from the Fugees, who was involved with that big scam. Now that scam involved Leonardo DiCaprio allegedly, Praz, and Kimora Simmons' husband, Tim Leissner. Now Tim Leissner was the banker who was the person that put this whole $100 million deal together, whatever, to scam hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever. Now I'm going to tell you the story because there's so much here that I want to get into. And again, this could be a conspiracy theory, but so could a stroke, right? I don't know what's happening. I ain't seen Jamie. I don't know if his face is droopy. I gotta see it, because at this point, the person that told me enough that I need to know, and I know what I know. All right. Now, Praz was found guilty last month of his role in a huge political conspiracy. Now, in 2019, he was first accused of defrauding the U.S. of over $21 million, acting as an unregistered agent of a foreign government. Now, this is what Praz did. Now, this is how your favorite stars get you all caught up in their music and their clothing and turn around and do some scamming type shit. All right. Now, I'm glad, because I need $21 million. I told somebody yesterday, I was on a call with this billionaire. He said, oh, my company's worth $3 billion. I said, my bank account has a lot of space. If you need to move any of that over here, we'll let it take some rent, right? Okay, well, listen. So Praz went from acting like a rapper to acting like a government official. And so he was involved with all types of shit. Witness tampering. Prosecutors said that he allegedly received between $8 to $40 million for helping a Malaysian financier named Jho Low. Now, Joe went real low. I'm going to tell you how low Joe went. Don't ask how low can you go. I'm going to tell you how low Joe went. Joe was accused of embezzling $4.5 billion from a government fund in his own country called 1MDB. Now, here's a photo of Jho Low and Praz. Just I'm going to start connecting the dots.
Period, Joe.
Now, Jho Low got them rosy cheeks. He looked like the Asian Santa Claus if you ever saw one. But either way, never trust anybody with rosy red cheeks like that, okay? Who knows a big fat white man named Santa running around at everybody's house at one night eating cookies? And I'm saying, if you couldn't find a white man to sit as Santa Claus at the mall, he could have sat in. Right.
I'm done.
Rico, why you laughing? Y'all got malls in DR?
Actually, we do.
Yeah, the Zico.
You do? Oh, you guys do have a good mall. I just never got over there. But y'all do got a nice mall. Did we go to the mall? Oh, I bought shoes there.
You bought a lot of stuff there.
Why y'all gotta laugh like that?
Because I think I bought shoes for some guys that were with us.
I'm not one to gossip, but
anyhow, we did go to the mall. That's a mess. I've been so far all over the world, I don't know where I've been. I did go to the mall in DR.
Yep,
but I didn't like their shoe choices. Anyway, back to this. Now, a year before so Praz, you saw Praz and Jho Low. We don't know where Lauren was. We don't know where Wyclef was, because they was the real Fugees. This nigga moved on. A year before Praz's charges, former Goldman Sachs banker Tim Leissner. Now, this is Kimora Lee Simmons' estranged husband. Now, she had married a white man. Do we have a picture of him? Okay, that's Tim. Tim all the way at the right. That's the banker guy. Praz is in the middle looking like, ooh, they caught us. And then Leonardo DiCaprio, the Wolf of Wall Street, okay? Tim, Kimora's ex-husband, or estranged husband, because they aren't divorced yet, was charged in Jho Low's $4.5 billion IMDb scheme, and because he was the banker. 1MDB, not IMDb.
Oh, I said IMDb. I'm like, hold
1MDB. Sorry, I'm acting. Clearly, okay. 1MDB. IMDb is for actors. Okay, whatever. Anyway, y'all need to put spaces between shit. Okay. Well, look. So he was charged. Tim was Kimora's estranged husband in this scheme of over $4.5 billion. Now, in 2018, Tim pleaded guilty to conspiring with Joe and was ordered to forfeit over $3.3 million worth 3.3 million shares of Celsius, which included shares worth $93 million that Kimora said was actually hers. So while he was scamming $4.5 billion, or part of that with Jho Low, he was also scamming his wife out of $93 million worth of stocks and bonds for Celsius, the drink, the energy drink. I didn't even know Kimora Simmons owned that.
Right. I thought it was baby fat money, honestly.
Well, baby fat money going towards all those jackets that you pregnant underage teens were wearing back in high school. But anyway, I dog red.
Every high school girl.
Now, okay, so now Kimora said that those shares were hers, and so clearly now Kimora's husband, who's living with her, who she has this idea of a relationship with, is now scamming her for $93 million worth of shares, while he's over here helping the Asian Santa Claus with $4.5 billion worth of schemes that Praz, this big-eyed got involved with. Now, you know not to trust nobody to look like, whatever. Now, prosecutors are claiming that Praz helped him funnel the funds into Barack Obama's 2012 re-election campaign and even funded Leonardo DiCaprio's 2013 film Wolf of Wall Street. Now, Leonardo could say that this was all just acting and preparing for his role because he was a scammer in there too. Well, either way, let me just say, I have to show you the receipt, so I'm going to connect all these dots. Here's a photo of Leonardo and Jho Low. See, Jho get around. Jho get around. Now, Leo and Jho, those two, allegedly have known each other professionally and socially since the 1990s. So they've been friends for a while. Now, the thing about scammers, I used to be a scammer. and I'm gonna be very well. Here's my disclaimer.
I'm trying to quit.
Right before Hollywood Unlocked took off, I was a scammer. Now, you're not gonna find my scams because all the people that did them with me are either dead or will die if they come out. But we all gotta get here. What? You called me being able to pull rabbits out of a hat scams. I don't scam people. Now, if you want to talk about that hoverboard deal you did.
The hoverboard deal that you did. First of all, this man.
Anyway, let's move along. Anyway, we'll just leave that alone. But if you go back and if you go back and look on who was good in Good Morning America riding around on hoverboards, you ain't gonna see me.
Well, who got that $40,000 check?
Who cashed it?
Who name was it in?
Y'all going to jail. Please, y'all.
Who name was it
No, but
in?
Jason, you
First
never
of all,
worked with
I
a
don't
Malaysian.
scam alone.
Excuse me. Thank God I edit the show.
I don't scam alone.
Let's keep moving. What, Marina? What?
Those Asians gonna come for us if you edit this.
No, I say you told me this story. You only work with.
What?
You only work with the Russians, not the Malaysians ever.
Hey,
I just
keep it moving. Keep it moving. Hey, turn all the mics off. Let's keep moving.
Don't
We are
Nicki
not
Minaj
talking about
us.
that. Okay, so
Turn off the mic. Nicki Minaj.
So bottom line is, people scam, okay? But I didn't know how to get $4.5 billion, so I'm actually jealous. Now, Leo found out about these charges. Now, I'm going to connect all this, because remember, we're still talking about the whole Jamie Foxx thing, and trust me, I'm going to land this plane. Because Jamie knows Jho Low, too. Take a look at this picture.
Not the arrows.
Now,
He's the plug.
I'm going to get to, what you say?
He's the
He's the
plug.
plug.
I'm going to show you how this is all connected. So anyway, Leo was subpoenaed to testify about all of what's happening in the Jho Low case. Now, last month, Leo took the stand and confirmed Jho helped fund his movie. And now Jamie Foxx, who's close friends with Leo, has been roped into the conspiracy as well as one of the celebrities who's been connected with Jho as well. Now, not J-Lo, Jho. Now, it's even alleged,
Allegedly.
It's even alleged that Jamie is a regular beneficiary of Jho Low's handouts of Malaysia's stolen money. And from what I understand, without going too much into detail, is that Jamie, right before this whole scandal of his stroke, was in New York or DC, I think DC, sequestered with allegedly with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tim Leissner as they were all preparing to testify against Jho Low. And the allegation is that Jamie wanted to evade testifying, and so he had a medical scare. Now, I don't know that to be the case because I've reached out to a couple people and now they're scared that I'm asking more questions because I told the person that told me that nothing was wrong with Jamie that I find out everything. And I have no problem because, you know, Jamie's not a friend of the show. I like Jamie. I'm a fan. But I didn't know all this scamming was going on, okay? Now, remember, Jho, Leo, and Praz in 2012 did a whole party for this man in Australia for New Year's. Now, are there pictures of that? There they go. Look at the arrows. Now, this ended with a second countdown in Vegas because they went over there with all that money and did something over there. Then they flew all the way over here because, you know, Australia's a day ahead. So you go, when you're rich, because I think we did it once.
Yeah, we did 2 days twice.
Where did we do it?
So we landed.
No, but where did we do Australia?
We did Australia.
Okay, so we did Australia?
So, yeah, we missed one day and we landed and we had to do another day twice.
But did we do New Year's? There was somewhere
no,
where
we went in their summer.
There was one country where we did that in Australia, but there's one country where I celebrated here and then came back and celebrated here. Well, they celebrated twice in Vegas. Well, guess what? He flew back to have New Year's here with, the person did an interview to talk about the experience. Take a look.
And I get the feeling you fully enjoy that kind of side of life. Would I be right in thinking that you appreciate the benefits?
The benefits, man. Getting in the clubs and, I mean,
let me ask you this.
Restaurants and
I think I know the answer
girls
to this, but let me ask you this. Where did you spend New Year's Eve?
Well, you know what? Oh, yeah, you're talking about like this past
This is the benefits of being a superstar.
Yeah, I got a friend, he got some money. And he flew me, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, and some other cats, and we flew to Australia, right? And we did the countdown in Australia. G'day, Mike. How are you, Mike? Jamie, g'day, Mike. So we did the countdown in Australia, then jumped back on a plane, and then did the countdown in Vegas. That's crazy.
So he had, that's how famous he is. He had 2 New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
that's how successful
crazy.
you are now.
That was
2 New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Got to be careful how you tell these stories. So now they're saying that, or the streets are saying that Jamie is involved and is actually being called to testify. And so, yeah, maybe he is all right. Maybe nothing is wrong. And maybe he, all of this came about in order to set this up. But I will tell you, if this is true, and that nothing seriously happened, and I'm not saying nothing happened because I wasn't there. None of us were there. We don't know what's going on. But if this is true, that in a way of evading testifying in this case, or as a result of testifying in this case, that this happened, I see a lot of people going to jail.